Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from FBE Capital. You know, they always do wonderful videos. This one's Men Age Like Fine Wine. And why, you know, women date older men. But they also want to shame older men at the same time. So please like, subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. And let's get to that chow. It's chow time. You know what? I haven't had any gray yet. The only grays I've had are like my nose hairs. It is weird. Like my chin and my are like none of my facial hair is turning gray, or none of my regular hair is turning gray, but my nose hair is, which is so off.
So, if you watched my previous video with the very fitting name I Got Cancelled, then you know that I'm currently being censored by YouTube for simply asking basic questions about modern feminism, or as YouTube likes to call it, and I get hit with a fucking hate speech. Are you kidding me, YouTube? Yeah, that happened. So anyways, if I'm not allowed to be critical on—
Dude, I try my best to not get those kind of strikes or kind of fucking things on my videos. It's not easy, especially when I do 2 videos a day.
the platform, then let's be positive on the platform and talk about why men are so amazing.
Damn right.
Since pretty much anywhere else, all they talk about is how terrible men are.
As a heterosexual female, I think we could all agree that the #1 reason we are not dating is men.
And not accept the misogynistic treatment that men have been doing for centuries.
According to this article in the New York Times, it says that men are becoming obsolete.
Hooking up with men or being intimate with men who don't respect us at all.
Really? New York Times article that men are obsolete? Get the fuck out of here.
And actually actively dislike us or actively are using us.
By the way, if you're also fed up with all of this man bashing on mainstream and social media, then please drop a like on the video to show that men are fucking awesome, okay? Because at some point, you do have to take responsibility for the god-awful selection process that you are utilizing. I mean, you wouldn't keep buying the same shitty banana from the same shitty store now, would you? No, you would go to a different store or just pick a different piece. But somehow, when it comes to the world of dating, it's always the banana's fault when things end in a disaster. But I digress. Because what I would like to focus on today is the so-called unfair double standard in dating, that men age like fine wine and that women are no longer valued as they get older, or that after a certain age they become invisible to men.
And I also get that back sometimes, that women are starting to feel invisible at that age. What does it come down to?
Oh God, dating is a freaking disaster. It's not a place you actually want to be in your 50s. They all go for the younger women. So my dating...
For a supermodel to say that, you were one of the most beautiful people in the world at your 20s, and now you're 50 and single and alone, you fucked up.
Even though I think I'm pretty smart and I'm not bad looking, and I am as invisible to I'd say 70% of the men as any woman who's 56.
You know, like I'm single now and I'm 54 this year, and then you think, well, who is going to be interested in me when they can get a 30-year-old?
Now, the invisibility argument pretty much only happens to women who derive their entire self-worth or careers on their looks and nothing else, and if that is the case, then just like with an athlete who turns 30, you will lose market value fast as you get older.
I know LeBron thinks he can, but he can't. His body is not equipped to take the rigors.
Person to blame? It's Tom Brady. Ain't gonna get it done because the old man is an old man.
Ronaldo is too old to press/defend.
You know what? It's really freaking hard to be a woman because we really get dismissed from the table.
Tom Brady's just about done. It could be his next game he plays, it could be a year from now, but he is going to fall off a cliff.
But somehow, when this happens to a female model or actress, it is all of a sudden sexist and it's a double standard. Which brings us to the real reason why men age like fine wine, since this has everything to do with what men and women are looking for in a long-term partner.
What do I look for? Intelligence, wit.
You've got a shopping list.
I've got a shopping list.
Her personality, and of course that ass.
I look for for looks, for beauty, personality.
Pretty boys. I was going to say money as well, but that is something that I don't really want to go on YouTube. Someone with a good job, or at least like maybe educated, but knowledge, intelligence, brain, experience.
Ideal girl, she obviously has to be on point, like look-wise, and then her personality.
When you listen carefully to what men and women truly want in a long-term partner, you notice that not only are these two wildly different, but more importantly, these qualities are also achieved at very different stages in life. Most of the things that women find attractive in men simply come with age and experience, sometimes taking
intelligence and wit. Yeah, most people, they can get wittier as they get older because they learn a little bit more. They've gone through a lot more scenarios in their life, so they're able to shoot back and forth a little bit better. Not saying it's guaranteed that all older people have great wit or anything, but it is something that you build over time.
Years to develop.
Okay, so number one on my list is they know what they want. So a guy that has been through more, he's gone through a couple jobs, he is a little bit older, he's more established in life, is probably gonna know what he wants a lot more than someone younger who's just kind of getting into the swing of things and figuring things out.
Let's take a look at physical attractiveness, for instance.
I always go for tall, dark rugby players, basically.
Older because they're taller.
I think the tall thing's a big thing for girls. Because for me, I like to feel like I'm petite. Yeah.
Most women favor tall, athletic men with strong facial features, which naturally comes with time, age, and a dedication to sportive activities. For most men, this starts to take effect in their early 20s and can peak all the way up into their mid-30s or even early 40s. Now, when it comes to intellect, most women like a smart, witty guy who's charming and has a great way with words. This can only come from experience and education, which again can only be developed over longer periods of time.
The guys do age well, attractively, like physically, aesthetically, but also just the way they carry themselves. They're not there to answer to anyone else.
A 17-year-old might look great, but he's probably lacking the charm necessary to really impress a woman, while a more experienced 25-year-old is probably better at saying the right things and carrying himself in a very attractive way.
Confidence is huge. No girl likes guys that are not confident.
So with age simply comes more experience and skill, and these two together bring a level of confidence which in itself is also considered very sexy. So this
is why we tell men, you just need to build yourself in your 20s. It's okay to be goofy, and it's okay to not know what's going on and to be a little bit dumb in your younger ages. It's okay as long as you don't make huge mistakes, but as you grow older, you grow wiser. Most people, even dumb people grow a little bit wiser as they grow older. They might not learn the lessons that life tried to teach them, but they know something. So
this all brings us to the most important quality that women are looking for in a long-term partner, and it explains even better why women like older men, and thus why men age like fine wine, and that is future prospects. This includes a wide range of qualities such as your level of success, like your job, your house, your car, etc. Basically, having your shit together.
The vision for long-term money is such a turn-on for me, and I'm sure a lot of girls.
They're more responsible.
I think if they put themselves sorted out, then they're more likely to understand how to treat a woman. Do you know what I mean? Like,
If you could like sort yourself out, then you can worry about someone else afterwards.
Okay. I understand. We judge if you live with your mama.
I feel like the man not living at home would be more attractive to me.
Now, just as with the qualities and skills that we discussed earlier, this is again not something you will find in a hot 19-year-old who's in his second year in college. As a matter of fact, it's probably not even something that you'll find in a mid-20-year-old, since most of these qualities really start to take effect for men in their early 30s.
If you can like balance things out and you're saving money and you're responsible for your money, I think that's more attractive.
I mean, just think about
They say this, but then they want the guy with the nice car and, you know, nice suit and all these things. It's like, well, now he's not so responsible with his money when he's buying these types of luxurious things.
it. Best case scenario, you go to university at 18 and do a 3-year bachelor and a 1-year master, right? That's a minimum of 4 years if you don't get totally fucked up along the way. Or worse, you choose something like medical school and end up with even more debt and extra years of residency before you can actually start to earn some real money. Now, best case scenario, you are a handsome, tall, broke 22-year-old college grad, heavily in debt and working his first corporate job. So here come the future prospect questions. Are you ready to stop partying now? Probably not. Do you want to get married? No. Do you want to buy a house and a nice car? Yes, but you can't afford it. So more than likely, for the next 5 years, this 22-year-old man probably wants to work his way up the corporate ladder first, pay off some debt, save up some money, and slowly start to settle down. This puts him in his late 20s, early 30s for his peak attractiveness to most women. Now, when you run this example with a non-college grad, you could argue that he's already working at 18, so he probably wants to get married and buy a house at 24, and yes, that is true. However, here comes a nice little twist called modern feminism, and modern feminism will tell most women that that guy is not good enough since 1, he's not a college educated guy, and 2, he's not making enough money since he needs to be making 6-figure salaries or more, which is absolutely insane.
How much money do you think a guy should make per year?
Depends where they live. I mean, if I'm like dating them, it'd be nice if they were at least making 100,000.
All right, so my roommate, you know, let's talk about this story. He was dating a girl that was like upset at him because he's been in this industry for like 10 years now and he works as an engineer. And he's like, what, 120 salary now? And she was saying that she's disappointed in him because he's not making more and he doesn't own his own business after 10 years in his industry. And I'm just like, what? How can an engineer go start his own business so easily? It's like women really think that starting your own business is so easy and everybody can do it and everybody can make a lot of money off it when like 95% of all businesses fail. You know, like they never see that, like the statistics of things. They don't see the probability of things. They just know that people have done it, so you can do it. And it's like, yes, it's somewhat true, but it's not the same thing.
Like $1 million, $2 million?
100, like 500 grand? Is that a lot? Someone that you would
They don't even know if 500 grand a year is a lot. Bitch, do you make this much money? Do you know how many people do you know personally that makes this much money at your age group?
consider wanting to be with the rest of your life.
300.
OnlyFans doesn't count.
Okay.
A 40-year-old, in-shape, college-educated guy who's ready to get married and have kids while owning one or maybe even multiple houses and making a decent salary is easily able to date a hot 24 or 28-year-old. So clearly, an older man is much more attractive to most women than a 21 or 22-year-old. However, when we look at what men...
But they always want to shame us that men are the ones taking advantage of the 22-year-olds when the 22-year-olds are going after the older men.
Want in a relationship, things change quite a bit, and the desirable age range changes a lot.
My ideal girl, someone smart, someone funny, someone pretty.
Really, her being nice and taking care of me.
What women think matter to men actually don't. We don't care about your money. We don't care that you're independent. We don't care you are a quote-unquote boss bitch. Like, no one cares about any of that.
Loyalty. I would need my woman to be my friend because I don't just want to be with someone that I don't get along with.
As long as you're mellow and you're chill, I like a girl that doesn't fuck with nobody. I don't want no girl that has a bunch of thought-ass friends. I don't want none of that shit.
What about the height?
Height? Yeah. That doesn't bother me really.
So you see, most men do not care about how successful a woman is, Next to obviously being attracted to her physically, all that most guys really want is simply a nice, caring girl that you actually enjoy being around and that you are proud to call your girlfriend or the mother of your kids. Clearly, every single woman can obtain these qualities very easily and at a young age. I'm talking about after they turn 18. Can't emphasize that part enough. Now, being nice and caring doesn't take years to develop, which means that women in their early 20s already have all of the desirable qualities that men like. Everything that women find attractive in men usually takes time to develop and acquire, whereas everything that men really find attractive in women are already present in their early 20s. So clearly, when you put all of these things together, most men won't hit their peak until they get in that late 20s, early 30 range, and after that, if they manage their finances right by investing or climbing the corporate ladder, they will simply build more and more assets each year. Which means that if they also maintain their physique to a certain degree, these guys will be highly desirable in their mid to late 30s, all the way up to their early 50s, since they will have all the qualities that most women are looking for.
I mean, look at me. I'm 36 going on 37 this year. And a lot of people still think I'm in my mid-20s just because, you know, I kept up with my body. I kept up with, you know, eating okay. Probably didn't eat the best, but I'm doing better now. But you can really, I mean, it's also part genes. Genes really do play a part. You know, Asians don't raisin. And it's a plus for men. This is why men are able to be so sought after in our 30s. If you do yourself a favor and make yourself still look good through your body and health wise, most women are going to want you because you're at your peak, especially if you grinded most of your way in.
This was Why Men Age Like Fine Wine. Please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the
Whew, that was some good chow, you know. Men, don't worry in your early 20s too much. Just grind. Find a trade, get a degree, whatever it is, and build your skills. Build all your skills, your soft skills and your hard skills, you know. And when you get to your mid-30s, everything is so much easier. It really is. The men that really focus on women when they're young like this tend to mess up a lot. They really do. I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't do it, but it should be maybe 20%, 10% of your efforts. The rest of the percentage should be your career, your health, your physique, you know, and your mentality. So please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.